point advantage here for Complexity, and if you're new to competitive Call of Duty, here's a look at the map. We got Domination, Strike Zone. It's going to be 2 5-minute rounds. We'll switch sides at the half. You score points by holding the control points for 5 seconds. Every 5 seconds, you'll get 1 point. So if you're holding 3 flags, that's going to be 3 points every 5 seconds. You'll switch sides after the first half, as we mentioned. And at the start, let's see where our players are at. It looks like we're going to have Crim6, Karma, TP, and Eggs from Complexity here for the Federation. On the opposite side of the map, we are going to have Final Boss. And I got to see what Crim's doing. It looks like he's changed up his class. The Vectors are out here for Complexity when normally we see them running and gunning with the MTAR. So let's see what Crim can do on land with this Vector running straight to the bar.
Yep, and you know, they went straight away for the B. They threw down the trophies just like you can. But the one thing you got to notice here is on the Xbox One, the Vector is a lot more dominant than it used to be on the Xbox 360, which was still good. But the Vector, just you get more of that bang for your buck with this gun.
While Krim is going to be locking down bar, the action is already pushing into Complexity's base. It looks like Aches and TP were able to regain control as TP now pushing up to the middle. At the start, it's Complexity up 9 points to 6. They have B and C control. Final Boss needs to get one of those positions back. Let's go over to Ogre 2, the captain, to see what he can do about it.
Well, the guys at Final Boss right now, for some reason, keep challenging B as Ogre 2 just gets knifed in the throat. They really need to be pushing through Pro Shop right now. You have A, you have a direct route to C. You need to be pushing through Pro Shop. Yes, it's good to kind of put some pressure on B, but you got to get through Pro.
Big kill from Snikedown, taking out Crim6. Another player behind the boxes has to go for the reload. Final 2 bullets. There's the knife! And Snikedown juking his way into B, finally taken out. Ogre 2 trying to put some pressure in from the back, and C is being taken right now by Snakebite. So while they were distracting over at B, they lost A for a moment, but now they're fighting for C and A control as well as B. They're spread out all over the map. I don't think this is going to work out well for them.
Yeah, Snakebite getting taken out there. Yes, it's good that they got C, but right now this is a big flag. They can run straight to B if they really want to and say, hey guys, look, they're getting C. This is working out perfectly for us. Let's jump on B. But they may just kind of take the cutoffs here.
At the start, Karma is 7-3. Ogre 2, I have him lit up in white. Karma and yellow are about to meet up. Karma is going to go 8-3 after that kill. He's on a 5-point streak, pushing in the bar for number 6. This man is heating up, and I said it before. He was one of the best in the game back in Black Ops 2, showing he is still on point here for Call of Duty Ghosts. We're going to stay on board with him through the respawn as you see Ace trying to secure the B flag for Final Boss.
And you know, Complexity is actually doing a great job at controlling the courtyard. If you look at your mini-map here, you got Eggs holding down the top steps as he's cleaned up, but they're doing such a good job. They're forcing FB to kind of go straight up into B, and they can't go through courtyard. That's a huge play.
Final Boss now has B control, but Complexity, just like that, adjusts their strategy. They go for A as Karma locks that down. C still in their control as well. And now Karma's got an opportunity to go for B if he wants. Turns in, burns, snipe down there with the MTAR.
Oh, God.
This is a man who was panicking yesterday at the airport. His flights were canceled, and he had to take a car to a different airport to get here to Florida, and he is showing that he is prepared to go for another shot at the World Championships. 14-4, plus 10 in terms of kill to death, still on a 7-point streak after that cap.
Yeah, the journey to Mordor was a tough one for him, obviously, as he's going to be fine to be cleaned up. But look, notice how they're just rotating through the flags here. They're forcing Final Boss to just have one, and then as soon as Final Boss jumps on one, they just go for another one. They're not allowed Final Boss to get a single 2-cap this game.
Nice play though from Final Boss in the kill feed. As you see, it is about a 17-point disadvantage for FB. They need to start outslaying their opponent. They've had spurts of it, but overall, they're definitely losing the slaying battle thanks to Karma's 15-6. I think he needs to be targeted by this FB squad and shut down if they want momentum. Otherwise, Karma is just going to continue to steamroll.
It's so tough to single out a player, especially on Strike Zone, because you know you get to be so mobile with it, as Snikedown's finally going to be cleaned up. But that's really hard. You just have to win your gunfights, and Karma right now is winning the gunfights. Snakebite that's the knife. Have you noticed how much different the knife has been since the very first event? Like, it's so much more important than shooting a close.
Absolutely. I mean, you get the kill guaranteed almost every time if you're faster to the knife trigger. Shooting, you have to back away while you're trying it. 3 down for the moment for Complexity Ace, excuse me, the last man standing here at bar, now getting some support from his respawners. And let's see how Ace decides to defend it. A cheeky spot here. Gonna now move over to the back alley. And I think Ace is just gonna be the guy they're gonna leave in here. Everyone else is allowed to extend throughout the map. And one player behind two is TP up here on the control bridge.
Yeah, and Complexity really started to see Aches running this AR a lot more than he used to be, and that was mainly because online just wasn't going in his favor. So you're going to see Aches actually use the AR quite a lot here this weekend at the U.S. Finals.
And he was a very strong AR player back in Black Ops 2. He could switch between the guns very easily. Remember him back in the foul days especially. He would rip it up then. But Aches on your screen with the Remington for the final 10 seconds. 89 points to just 66. An enormous 23-point advantage at the half. We'll see what they can do going into the second half as the final score after 5 minutes is 90-67.
Whew! That is a steep hill to climb. Now keep in mind, now, when you're final boss, you're sitting here and you're saying, okay, we're down by so much. It's really not that bad. As long as they can hold a 2-cap for, minute and a half, they will easily be able to come back there. But
it's going to open this one up with Snipe Down for this final boss squad.
Ooh.
They were down 23 points. Someone needs to start outslaying this Complexity squad and just going off. Scott, if there's one former champion on this FB squad to go big, who is it going to be?
I got to look at Snipe Down. And the main reason I'm looking at Snipe Down here is he had an okay first fight. He's getting used to the main stage, getting used to play with Complexity. But I really think Snipe Down just needs to just show off his ability of just being able to destroy.
We're going to start it off with Snipe Down. Then here he is coming off his second respawn. Already 2 deaths to his name as he lost the battle for B. And he's getting picked off by Aches out here in the courtyard. That's going to be a battle I am going to continue to follow here. Yep. Aches, he's definitely the player that they just say, you hold this position, and he will. He can lock down an entire room by himself if he gets set up properly. And Snipe Down's about to find 3 arrows all coming his direction. Picks off the first one. Another player will clean him up. That was Aches winning that battle. Aches now 4-0 at the start with this Remington.
Yeah, and right now Complexity actually doesn't have a 2-cap here, but there's no real rush here. They're actually looking to get 3 caps here by Final Boss. They were able to stop that. But Aches now finally getting C, and now this is not looking good for Final Boss as they are going to be spawning in B. As long as Aches can win a couple battles here soon, FB's in a world of trouble.
And I think that's the panic we're seeing out of Final Boss. Complexity playing it so smooth and calm at the start. They let Final Boss get 2 flags, contested the third. They didn't care about it. Simply rotated around the map. Aches is winning his gun battles nearly every confrontation he's been in. He's just dominated 5-0 and 6-4 start here from Karma. Again, they're off to a hot start with the gun skill.
Yeah, they say Aches has the fastest reaction time in Call of Duty.
Do they? They give it to Aches?
They give it to Aches.
Who's they, by the way?
Complexity.
Okay.
At least whenever your teammates can say, "Oh yeah, he definitely has it," you gotta trust him.
Oh, for sure. And this is definitely a selfless squad, and they give credit where credit is due. They told me after UMG Philly that TP's the best player in the game, and now saying that Aches has some of the best reaction time. And that's coming from players like Karma and Crim6, right? Who are notorious for bragging on Twitter. All right, on our screen, though, we still have Aches, and he has switched over to the Vector. Cleaning out B, made sure the entire room was sealed before he's going to leave his teammate to pick up that flag. That's Crim6. They're working as a duo as their teammates come off the respawn. Aches is just going to watch these 2 doors, and this is a perfect setup from Complexity, even with just 2 men here in B.
Yeah, Aches does have another guy around there, but Aches switching to the sub because he wanted to attack B, and they were able to get B because of that. That is the smart class switches you're looking for. Is that a Bulldog?
Aches will start off 7-2. I don't think it was. I think that was an MTAR, actually. But here is Ogre, too, the veteran. Over a decade competing in esports. He's rocking 2 trophy systems in his Dom class. What do you think about that for a map like Strike Zone?
It's not bad. I would have already changed this class. It's a great class to have off the break just because, there's so many nades to easily nade C and A, but he doesn't really need 2 trophies. I think I would much rather see him with the Semtex and a frag.
We'll see what he decides to do. TP just cleaned up his teammates on top bridge. Here's the engagement. Gets TP, but in comes Karma and Crim6. Crim falling. Karma actually going back for B control. And Final Boss, they might be able to take A. It looks like that Snipe Down securing the spot, and we said he would be the player to watch. Currently struggling 3-9 with only 2 caps.
And that's going to happen to the main Slayer. Whenever you're just getting kind of dominated, no pun intended, the main Slayer normally does bad. if he has a normal game, or if he just does like okay, like kind of not how Karma's doing right now, but if you look at his team, he's 12-8. His other teammates are 11-10. It's an okay game for him. When he has his monster games, it was like last game. When you have those like okay games, that's when the games are close. When you get destroyed, it's when your team gets destroyed.
3 down there as Karma and TP will just collide on the charge from Final Boss, and it looks like we're going to see another blowout here in the second half. It's already a 23-point deficit for FB. Add that to another 23. You're looking at that 46 number, and this is getting scary. You never want to lose by 50 points in a domination. That is just a morale killer.
Yeah, going into a search and destroy after this is going to be very, very tough. I mean, Final Boss should be able to regain their composure, but I don't think besides one person ever expected Final Boss to, kind of come out and beat Crim 6 or Complex.
There's your shout out, Vudo. We saw your bracket.
Yeah, the worst bracket I've ever seen, ever.
I thought it was gorgeous. TP trying to close things out with the 2-piece. He falls. Karma's turn as they have FB locked down low. Karma should just be able to pick them off as this is a blowout in domination. TP leading the way, 16-12 in 1, 15-12 from Crim. We didn't even show him, but the whole squad is rolling here. Aches double positive at 12-6. Karma 14-10 to add to his 18-9 start. It's all Cole in domination, and here's the final kill cam from Big Crim.